Hey everyone, welcome to this video. I'm Inxlora123 and this is going to be a new book haul video. So yeah, I've got some new books and in this video I'm going to show you them, tell you a bit about them, and hey, maybe I'll give you some ideas for books that you'll want to read. So if you enjoy watching, which I hope you do, please click like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. And hey, don't forget to smash the notification bell, and then you can get to find out when I've uploaded new content and also when I'm doing live streams. Also, please check out my second channel. I'll put the link down below. It's Minxlora123 ASMR, and on that channel I make videos to help people with anxiety, insomnia, kind of just like relaxation, chill, relax kind of videos. So yeah, please go and check it out. So I have a lot of books here to show you. Some of them are from Waterstone, some of them are from eBay. So yeah, get comfortable because there are a lot of books. And yeah, I've been a bit naughty with my book buying, but I don't know, I just really enjoy buying books. I enjoy collecting them and obviously reading them. And yeah, like I recently did out my bookcases and like done a big sort out, tidied them out, and you know, kept the ones I want, got rid of the ones I don't want, and kind of organized them a bit better and stuff like that in their certain genres, so I know where's what. And yeah, I think I was ready for some new books, but I have been a bit naughty, as I say. But there we go. Okay, so I've got my glasses here, so I'm going to pop those on and just kind of get through these as quick as we can. I don't want to be here like all night talking about books, even though I could do that, but I won't. Okay, I won't. So the first book I want to show you I got from eBay, and I'm so excited about this one. I'm going to say that about all of them. I'm so excited to read this one, but I am really like excited to read all of my books. This one is a collection of short stories, and they all have a vampire connection. I love vampires ever since I was younger. In actual fact, when I was like in my teenage years, I did actually think I was a vampire. But anyway, moving on swiftly. So this is called Vampires Never Get Old. I love the cover, by the way. The cover is just so cool. Love the black and red and the coffin and just everything. Towels with fresh bite. Love that. That's just cool. So it's got one of my favorite authors of all time in it, V.E. Schwab, and I love her books so much. You've also got Danielle Clayton, who I love, and Julie Murphy as well. So yeah, it's just going to be a fantastic read. Oh, but if you like vampires and short stories, the thing I always find though with like collections of short stories, like some I really enjoy and some I'm like, you know, but that's always going to be the way. Certain authors you're going to connect with more than others, and also some stories you're going to connect with more than others. Anyway, so yeah, that is Vampires Never Get Old. And they don't, do they? They don't get old. Right, so, because they're eternal, obviously. The next one I want to show you, I'd pre-ordered, and oh my days, when it come in, I was like, yes! I absolutely adore Cara Thomas. Her writing is so amazing. The Cheerleaders, if you haven't read it, I really recommend it. What a great YA thriller that was. Yeah, I just really love her writing, so I was really excited about this one. And yeah, it's called That Weekend. Loving this cover as well. I know they say that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover, but I do love a good book cover. So, you know, but yeah, That Weekend, and it says it was going to be the perfect weekend. It's clearly not going to be though, is it? Three best friends, a lake house, a secret trip, what could go wrong? Three went up the mountain, but only one came back. That weekend changes everything. By the way, I'm not going to read like the backs of all of these books. You know, feel free to go on Goodreads or whatever and look them up in more detail. But yeah, this is just so exciting. I'm so happy I've got this. I, as I say, love Cara Thomas books. So yeah, really looking forward to that one. Next one I have is a big chunky book, and I do like big books. I like big books, and I lie anyway. But they also, I don't know, they kind of scare me. They're quite daunting because they're so big. They take me ages to read. Now I am quite a fast reader. People say that to me all the time, like, oh my god, you know, you were just reading that book and now you're on that book, and how do you read so quick? And I'm like, I don't know how I read so quick, I just do. And I do take it all in, obviously. I just read quick. But when they're this big, it obviously, even me as a fast reader, it does take me a little bit longer. So anyway, I'm blabbering, sorry. This is Bill Clinton and James Patterson, The President's Daughter. I actually saw an advert on TV for this book. I never see book adverts. They've actually done it like a, I don't know, like a proper advert with like the characters in it, and it's really cool. I was like, I'm sure I've like that's a book advert, and it was. But anyway, so yeah, I really like James Patterson books. I know there's a bit of controversy and stuff about him and books that he does with other people, etc., etc. But I just really enjoy every James Patterson book I've ever read. So that's all I'm going to go with. And I love Bill Clinton and him. The President is Missing was amazing, and this is hopefully going to be just as amazing. You know, it's political, it's a thriller. You know, I think obviously by the looks of it, the daughter gets, you know, kidnapped and goes missing and stuff, and it's just, yeah, I like books like this sometimes. They're not like my main type of genre that I read, but now and again I just fancy that kind of political thriller. And as I say, The President is Missing was one of my favourite books of all time. I loved it so much. So yeah, and apparently Hillary Clinton's got a book as well coming out, like a fiction book, which she's done. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, there we go. Big old book there. Next up, I have Kalynn Bayron's This Poison Heart. I heard so many good things about this. So many people hyped and excited for this book. That's the other book she did that I read, Cinderella is Dead. I love that book. That was so good. So of course, as soon as I realised that she had another book out, I pre-ordered it, and yeah, it turned up a little bit earlier than it should. I was like, oh, I love that when you pre-order a book and it like turns up earlier than it's supposed to. Haha. But yeah, this Poison Heart, so it's a YA kind of fantasy book, which I love. It says to break an ancient curse, she must let her power bloom. Apparently she can grow, like the main character can grow an apple tree from seed in a heartbeat. Flowers bloom at a touch. She inherits an old house. She suddenly has privacy to test her powers for the first time, but as Bree starts to magic the house's rambling grounds back to life, she finds she has also inherited generations of secrets. In a hidden garden overgrown with the most deadly poisonous plants on earth, a dark legacy lies waiting for her. And Bree's long departed ancestors won't let her rest until she finds it. I haven't read a good kind of YA fantasy. Well, I haven't had any fantasies recently. And I said to Nathan, my fiance, to anyone that's new here, I really need to read some fantasies soon, because as much as I love my thrillers and blah, 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 I need to read some fantasies soon. I've got loads of fantasy series, standalone fantasies. So this is going to be perfect, I think. And as I say, Cinderella is Dead was absolutely brilliant. Right. So I said I like my thrillers. I've got a thriller right here. This is called Falling, and it's by TJ Newman. This is all over Waterstone's website. They literally are promoting the hell out of this. And that's how I first saw it. I've not heard about it. I've not seen it on BookTube or anything like that. But I went on Waterstone's website to see what was new and stuff. And this was there, and it was like all over their like website and stuff. And when I read about it, I was like, wow, this actually sounds like really kind of, you know, exciting, and you know, it's different than what I'd normally read, and it's about an aeroplane. And ironically, I have a really bad phobia of flying. Like, I can't even think about flying without feeling like on edge and nervous and stuff. So this probably is not going to help with me wanting to fly. And it actually said, somewhere I read on a review, someone said, do not read this book on a plane. Like, if you're going on holiday and you're sitting on a plane, it's probably not the best book to want to read on the plane. You just boarded a flight to New York. There are 143 other passengers on board. What you don't know is that 30 minutes before the flight, your pilot's family was kidnapped. For his family to live, everyone on your plane must die. And the only way the family will survive is if the pilot follows his orders and crashes the plane. And then it goes, enjoy the flight. Ooh, how creepy and exciting is that? Like, I think this is going to be great. Oh, look, James Patterson's quoted on the front. The best kind of thriller, non-stop, totally authentic suspense. Lee Child as well as give a quote. Amazing, intense suspense, shocks and scares. So yeah, that's Falling. I really, really want to read that as soon as possible, because it just sounds so like, you know, edgy as seat, exciting. Now, this is my current read. Well, I say current, I've literally only read like 3 pages, but it is obviously my current read, and it is new, so that's why I'm showing it. I'll just tuck my bookmark in there, it's just poking out. This is the brand new book from Grady Hendrix. I've read all of Grady Hendrix's other books. He does horror, but with a kind of fun twist. So like, they're horror, they're spooky and creepy, but there's also like an element of humour in it and a bit of tongue-in-cheek, you know, which I really enjoy. The mix of the horror and the funny stuff. So yeah, this is the Final Girl support group. And I mean, the cover is like, ooh, like this bloody chair kind of thing. Loving the red sprayed edges. I love books with sprayed edges. I think I've said that again and again before. It says here, a crazy emotional roller coaster ride. Ooh. But yeah, it's about, you know, like in horror films when it's like the last girl left quite standing, you know, the final girl. A group of them get together for their like support group, and they all have this like friendship bond, and then someone in the public decides he wants to kind of kill them all. So yeah, that's, you know, it's a bit worrying if you were in that friendship group. Um, the thing about these final girls is they have each other now, no matter how bad the odds, how dark the night, how sharp the knife, they will never ever give up. I think this is going to be just really like, oof, really exciting. As I say, I'm a few pages in and already I'm loving the writing style, and I know it's going to be a good book. I just feel it. As I say, I really like Grady Hendrix' book. And also this is a signed copy. Ironically, because the final girl thing, and in horror movies, he signed it, Grady Hendrix, keep running, because they always like run and stuff. But yeah, I think this is going to be good. I am enjoying it so far, so good. Right, next up is this one here. It's Behind You. They always say that in horror films, don't they? It's behind you. Great title for a horror book. So this is like a horror YA. Well, it's a horror thriller YA by Catherine Foxfield. Love the cover. Cover's pretty cool. And she wrote a book called Good Girls Die First, which I know I read, and I can't remember if I liked it or didn't like it, but anyway, I have to look on Goodreads and see if I give it out of 5 or whatever. But yeah, I just saw about this and it sounded so good that I pre-ordered it. So I'll read it to you. It says, welcome to It's Behind You, the reality TV game show that will scare you to death. So 5 contestants must spend the night in the dark and dangerous Umber Gorge caves, haunted by a ghost called the Puckard Maiden. And whoever lasts there till the morning wins £10,000. As the television producers ramp up the frights, secrets start to be revealed, and these teenagers have hidden motives for taking part in the show, and could one of them be murder? So I just think that sounds absolutely fantastic. Without a doubt, my cup of tea, and I just, oh, it's going to be cool. I'm really excited to read this. Yeah, it's all in like script format and obviously normal format as well. So yeah, that's that one. Right, this one here I got from eBay. The Summer of Lost Letters by Hannah Reynolds. This one is going to make me cry. I know that I'm going to need a lot of tissues with this one, because I do like a good book that makes me cry. I know that sounds really odd, like why would someone want to cry? But I think books that have that emotion and bring that emotion out in you are good, because it feels like they've been wrote so well that they connect with you. Anyway, blah blah blah. I like a good cry with a book, is what I'm trying to say. So I don't even know where I found out about this book. I don't know. I read different websites and reviews, and yeah, I don't even remember. But anyway, it sounded so beautiful on the information about it that I ordered it. And it's about this so she's 17 years old. She's called Abby Schomburg. She isn't looking forward to the summer. Before her senior year, she's just broken up with her first boyfriend. Her friends are all off in different exciting directions for the next 3 months, so she needs to plan an adventure of her own. Enter the Letters. I nearly dropped the book then. Enter the Letters. They show up one rainy day at Abby's door in the last box of her recently deceased grandmother's possessions. These aren't any old letters, they're love letters. Love letters from a mystery man named Edward. Love letters from a mansion on Nantucket, is that? Abby doesn't know much about her grandmother's past. She knows she fled Germany in the Holocaust at age 5 and had lived in the US ever since. But these letters talk about a life that's a bit different from the quiet one Abby's heard about. So I love the fact that it's like connecting with her family and like, you know, the old days and the letters that go through, and obviously how it affects her in a modern life as well. I love anything, like I love any books with like letters in and stuff. There was a book that I really loved and I can't remember what it was called. I think it was Letters to the Lost, maybe. I can't remember. Yeah, I love like books with like old letters and anyway, family history and stuff. And yeah, I think this is going to be an emotional read, basically. Next up, just having a look here what I've got. This is, oh yeah, I pre-ordered this as well. This is by Leah Johnson and it is called Rise to the Sun. And she done a book called You Should See Me in a Crown, which I read, I think it was last year it came out. I really enjoyed that one. So I definitely, you know, if I enjoy an author's books, I definitely want to kind of check out other stuff they've done, which I think is quite a normal thing to do if you're a bookworm. But yeah, her last book, as I say, was good. It was sweet, it was fun, it was a nice, easy kind of read. And this one says it's sweet and funny, a gem of a book, which is also good. I like sweet books. Loving that cover as well. Really, really sweet. So this is about 3 days, 2 girls and one life-changing music festival. So it says here, Olivia is no stranger to falling in love and being dumped. After the fallout from her last breakup leaves her reeling, she's determined to turn over a new leaf. A fun weekend at festival will be the perfect start. Then you've got Tony, who is grieving the loss of her father and needs to figure out where life will go from here. She's heading back to the music festival that changed her father's life in the hope of finding her way forward. When the two girls collide, they swiftly join forces, but when something goes wrong and the festival is sent into panic, Olivia and Tony find that they need each other more than they ever imagined. So it's obviously going to be a bit of a romance as well. And friendship, and I love the fact that it's like all set at this music festival and stuff. I opened the first page before just to have a little look. Hold on. And this is like really cool, like a flyer that they've done from the music festival sort of thing. So yeah, I think this is going to be good. This is our kingdom out here. Nobody can tell us we're not the greatest. Yeah, I think it's going to be cool. So as I say, I really enjoyed her other books. I'm hoping that one is going to be good as that, or even better. Who knows? This one here, I've heard so much about. Some people love it, some people hate it, but I'm going to go in with an open mind. That's what I do. This is by Ash Parsons, and it's called You're So Dead. I've got to say it in that American accent. You're so dead. You're so dead. Anyway, you're so dead. They're dying for followers. Literally dying for followers. I love that cover with the 3 girls like posing and pouting and got their phone there having the selfie. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a fun read. I mean, it's a thriller. It says it's a deliciously dark, wickedly funny thriller to obsess over. But it's a thriller with a bit of humour. So, you know, it's all good. It's about these girls. They've gone to this, once again, like a music kind of festival by the looks of it. Plum Winter has always been in the shadow of her sister, the famous uber cool online personality Peach Winter. An invite to an exclusive high-end festival for influencers on a private island in the Caribbean. Oh, okay. So it's not a music festival, I was wrong. It's a high-end kind of influencers festival thing. Determined that now is her time to shine. But when Plum and 7 other social media stars rock up, the island is run down, creepy, with none of the glitz and glamour promised. They've been tricked. But by who and why? The answer arrives as people start to die. Someone has a vendetta against every person present, and someone is determined to make sure that no one leaves the island alive. I just think that just sounds so cool. Social media and like influencers and murder. Yeah, okay, that sounds a bit weird. But anyway, I think that sounds really, really good. The next one here is so pretty. I love the yellow sprayed edges. I say this all the time, but I love a book when it's got a coloured sprayed edge. I don't know why, but when I read them, I really enjoy looking at this, like, pages. Anyway, this is called The Great Godden. I think that's Godden. Would you say it like that? The Great Godden? Yeah, Great Godden. By Meg Rossoff. Yeah, once again, another book that seems to be going the rounds. People seem to really be raving about this. And it looks quite a short read. The font is so big, like that will not take me long to read at all. So I might squeeze that in between my bigger books kind of thing, because this looks, it's not exactly a quick read, but it kind of is for me because, as I say, the font's so big and it's only little. But anyway, this sounds so good. I read the first page of this. And the writing was just amazing. I'm just going to read this to you because I don't know why. Maybe it's just me, but I thought this was, I don't normally do this, but I just thought the writing in this was great. It's only this first page, right? So it says, everyone talks about falling in love like it's the most miraculous, life-changing thing in the world. Something happens, they say, and you know. You look into the eyes of your beloved and see not only the person you've always dreamed you'd meet, but the you you've always secretly believed in. The you that inspires longing and delight. The you no one else really noticed before. That's what happened when I met Kit Godden. I looked into his eyes and I knew, only everyone else knew too. Everyone else felt exactly the same way. So it's a girl, she goes on It's like a summer trip. Obviously, this is the story of one family, one dreamy summer. The summer, everything changes. Sun-drenched house by the sea. Teenage brothers and sisters and older cousins fill the golden days with wine, games, planning a wedding. Enter the Goddens, irresistible, charming Kit, and surely silent Hugo. Suddenly there's a serpent in paradise and the consequences will be devastating. Apparently it's a little bit similar here to, it says, I Capture the Castle, which I know a bit about, but I've never read. I know it's like that kind of coming of age novel. But I just thought that first page, like the writing blew me away. I just thought it was really nice and good. Anyway, so yeah, I'll definitely squeeze that in, as I say, because it's only a quick read for me. Next one I've never heard of until I went into Waterstone today. I managed to grab a signed copy of this. It's the hardback. What a gorgeous cover. Like, seriously, it's so cool. I love, like, pirates and, I don't know, I just think it's a really cool cover. It's called Dangerous Women. It's by Hope Adams. And if I open it up, look at that. Move the dust jacket out of the way. How cool is that? Like the seas and the clouds, and you can see the boat there on the big waves. I just think it's gorgeous. And at the back as well, you've got all the, yeah, it's just gorgeous. I hope the book's going to be as good as it looks, because sometimes I do buy on cover alone and then I'm like, not my cup of tea. But I think this sounds really good anyway. It says, on a ship packed with the guilty, dangerous women. So this is a thriller on the water. How do you prove your innocence? The women on there are supposed to be like real good characters. Well, not good characters, but interesting characters. Someone's murdered while they're on this boat. And apparently it's based on a real life voyage, okay, of a convict ship. I didn't know that. So this book is thrilling, deeply moving mystery, narrated by a group of women as unforgettable as the events they describe. So there's daughters, sisters, mothers. There's a murder on the boat and the hunt for the killer begins. Everyone on board is a suspect. I just think this sounds really cool. And I didn't realise it was based on a true story, so that makes it even more interesting. I read a book a few months ago, which I can't remember the name of, but it was really good. The Lighthouse thingy. But anyway, it was really, really good. And once I found out it was a real, like, actual story that it was based on, I kind of researched it a bit and like watched like little YouTube videos about it. So I just found it really interesting to read a fiction and then kind of read the factual or watch factual stuff about the stuff. Anyway, I'm not making any sense to myself, let alone to you. But moving on, I think that sounds pretty cool, right? Right, the next one here is called The Things We Don't See by Savannah Brown. Another beautiful, beautiful cover. Look at that eye there, just peeking out at you. Eye. This one sounds really cool as well, obviously, because I bought it. But I'd not heard of this book. I've heard of Savannah Brown. I think I've read, she'd done a book called The Truth About Keeping Secrets. There's the cover for that. If that rings a bell to you. I don't know if it does or not to me. But anyway, I've heard of her. But this sounded really interesting. It says here it's about over 30 years ago, young and promising singer Roxy Rains disappeared. The people of her hometown, tiny island resort of Sandown, are reluctant to talk about it, proclaiming Roxy was a runaway. 17-year-old Mona Perry is convinced there's something more sinister at play. Armed only with a suitcase and a microphone to record her findings for her podcast's listeners, this determined teenager has one hot summer to get to the bottom of Roxy's disappearance. But as Mona gets drawn deeper and deeper into the strange goings on of this isolated community, it is clear that nothing is as it seems, least of all Mona's own past. I love the fact that, like, she's finding out the mystery. I love, like, podcast related books. Like, there's so many books now that I've read with, like, podcasts kind of like in it, and I love that. So yeah, that one sounds good as well. I've got two more left to show you. Now, I think I might have shown this in a previous video, but it is new as such, so I'll still like show you again. But I think I've already shown this. But anyway, and also I've got this one here, which, oh, this cover is just so adorable. Look at that cover. Like, seriously, it's just so cute. So I'll show you this one first. This is by Abida Joa. Sorry, I don't want to say this wrong. I get really paranoid that I pronounce names wrong. Jade Iridar. That's how I would say it. Jade Iridar. Anyway, so it's called Hani and Issues Guide to Fake Dating. Just, I love this. This is so cute. Easygoing and popular. Hani Khan has it all until she comes out as bisexual and her friends don't believe her. An academic overachiever, Issue D has a lot to prove, but her shot at head girl relies on being popular. Their solution, pretend to be dating, even though they hardly know each other and definitely don't like each other. But as they get closer, things get messy. Can the two girls find happily ever after with the odds against them, etc.? I love these kind of like, like enemies to lovers, they hate each other and then they kind of end up, not hating each other. And I love the fact they're going to kind of help each other to get what they want. And I just think that's really cute. I love the way she's like looking at her and she's like, anyway, I just think it's really sweet. And I've had this on my radar for a long time. She also wrote a book called The Henna Wars, which I've seen and I've not read. So maybe at some point, if I like this one, I would definitely check that out in the future. And the last book I want to show you is called Excuse Me, While I Ugly Cry by Joya Goffney. And you know what, when we cry, we look ugly, right? I don't think there's anyone, even them like beautiful supermodels, who look really great when they cry. Like when I cry, I've got snot hanging down my nose, my eyes are red, they're just, your face is all red. And anyway, so excuse me while I ugly cry. Beautiful cover as well. I love the way like he's just kind of staring out into the distance and she's sitting there with a little notebook and thoughtful, and I just love that cover. So it says, my journal is like my foundation. It doesn't tell me where I'm going, it tells me where I've been. I don't know who I am without it. Quinn Jackson is black, 18, vegetarian, chronic list maker. I do that. Crushing on Carter Bennett, socially awkward, me too. Living a lie, lost without that journal, her journal, being blackmailed and about to face her truth. So this says it's a passionate, heartfelt and addictive rom-com full of juicy secrets and leap off the page chemistry about having courage to be honest, to live in the moment and to fall in love. Juicy secrets, I'm there for that. And I love the fact that she writes in a journal. I wrote in a diary for many, many years when I was younger, and also in my early 20s as well. So I just think it sounds really good. Can falling in love reveal the real you? Can it? So they are all my new books. I'm really excited about them. I've obviously got all my other books on my bookcases to read as well. As I say, I did a good sort out the other day, and I've kind of, Nathan helped me, bless him, and we've kind of got them into genres. And I'm also gonna, this is really geeky, but hey, I'm a bookworm geek nerd, so it's all good. I'm gonna write down when I get some free time all of my books I own, like on my like different bookcases, and I'm gonna put all the bits of paper in a like separate bowls, or little like Tupperware dishes or something. I don't know yet where I'm going to put them, but I'm going to put them somewhere. And I'm going to do like a TBR kind of jar vibe thing, like a little game, because I've been watching loads of booktubers I love, and they do like really fun ways of doing their TBR. Like for me, I am a mood reader, so I'll just like pick a book, whatever. But I also want to incorporate that kind of TBR fun as well, so I'm going to have like a box for all my thriller books and a little box wrote down all the books that are romance, or, and kind of just do a little game, and just Nathan will pick one out for me once a month. And it's also a way of clearing books that I've had for ages, off my bookcases and stuff like that. But yeah, I've when you're doing your sort out of your books, I don't know if you're like myself, but when you ever like do out your books and you're like, you find all these hidden gems that you've just forgot about. And I am naughty in the way that I have books and then I buy new ones, and the new ones kind of come in and take center stage, and the other ones that I bought say a year ago are just kind of sitting there on the bookcase. But I will get some all eventually. I do read, as I say, a lot, and by having a lot of books I have a lot of choice. It's kind of like having my own bookshop in my house. It's great. And as I said before, I am a mood reader, so sometimes I fancy this, sometimes I fancy that, and I can just now go to my bookcases where the certain genres are, and know that there's going to be something there for me of what I fancy. So yeah. Anyway, tell me in the comment section what book you like the look of the best. Have you read any of these, or are any of these on your radar that you would like to read? If you're asking me what I'm most excited about, I can't say, because I love them all. As I say, I'm reading Grady Hendrix at the moment, and I was mega excited about getting this one, hence it's kind of pushed in to the front of the queue, for me to read. I literally just finished reading Blackout, which is a collection of short stories by different authors that I've read. Apart from one of them, I've read their other books and I've really enjoyed their other things. I don't know, I only give it a 3 out of 5 on Goodreads, because like other short story books, some stories I really enjoyed, some I just found a bit dull or a bit rushed, or I don't know. But that was okay. Like if you like you know, romance and stuff, check out Blackout. It was good, ish. It was good-ish. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I really want to read the one about the plane. The one that the reality show. Oh, just there's so many books. Anyway, listen, thank you for watching. Please click like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out my other channel. The link is down below. Also, down below the links to all of my social media. So Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, etc. So come and follow me on there. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Let me know in the comment section down below what book you are currently reading. And yeah, I'll see you all soon. Take care.